Om Sadashivasamaramabham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. So all the chanting has been done. Some of the people come early here, so we have done the chanting. Just to quickly sum up. Okay. Remember all the arguments used. Tamaprakashavat viruddha svabhavayoh. Between you and me, body and me, it's like light and darkness, opposite natures. Therefore, one cannot become the other, one cannot combine with the other, one cannot be mistaken for the other also. Illogical, is it? So the answer to that was, is adhyasa not possible? Ayuktatvat? See, the other arguments, one cannot become the other, one cannot be associated with the other, all that is acceptable to us, okay? Yeah. What is not acceptable? That adhyasa is not possible. That's why the question was, is it ayuktatvat or abhanatvat? Is it because you are saying it's illogical or because it is not there? Illogical we accept, because our very definition of Maya is that agatana gatana gatiyati Maya. That which is impossible, it makes it happen. Appear to happen, doesn't really happen. And that appearing to happen is what we call adhyasa. So after that he said that there is in the Atma, body, mind, etc. are superimposed, adhyasa, and in body, mind, etc., Atma is superimposed. So then the Purvapaksha can come, if body and mind superimposed on Atma, body and mind is mithya. Atma superimposed on the body, Atma is mithya. You will end up with Shunyavada then. You will end up with Shunyavada. So to counter that, he said, Satya Anrutam Mithani Kritya. It's a mixture of Satyam and Anrutam. It is not two things being mistaken for the other. One is real, the other is unreal. And the unreal and the real are mixed up. That's one thing with Shankara. Even in that, I think I quoted this verse last time. Atmana Sachidam Sascha. The Sachid that makes the Atma. Buddha Vritti Vritti Dvayam. Second one is the Vrittis of the mind. Samyoga cha avivekena. It's an aviveka samyoga. Therefore, janami iti pravartate. The janami is the first step of the ahankara. Ahankara is adhyasa, remember this. Adhyasa, really speaking, is the ahankara. Yeah. Which I put in simple terms, your conceptual self. Any notion about yourself other than what you are is adhyasa. And he concluded by saying, ahamidam mamedam iti naisargikoyam loka vyavahara. Naisargikaha. Why do you mistake the body and mind then? Because previous lifetime, it goes on. No, it's all very clear. But remember, in all this, I need to see what is happening in my life on this basis. Aham idam mamedam iti naisargikoyam loka vyavahara. I am this much only and this is mine. Every problem that you talk about in your life is based on this alone. To what extent it goes, it's amazing to see this. Yeah. I am this much only. Then you have to protect yourself, you feel vulnerable, you have to be defensive, you have to be, all the whole stuff comes up. To what extent it comes up? And mamedam with respect to the roles that you play, that is also taken as you. My house, my wife, my husband, my child, my uncle, aunt, etc. Sometimes my guru also. And for the guru, my sishyas can't go anywhere else to anybody else. क्या बात है ये? To what extent does it go? I've seen this happening, that's why I'm saying. You're teaching Brahma Sutras and your students are listening to somebody else and you get upset. हाँ, ये क्या बात है? मेरे पास आके और कहाँ जा रहा है? Why? ममेदम. मेरा चेला है ये. Go where you want, yaar. सुनो. If you're putting a restriction thing, you are going to get confused, therefore stick to something. That's a different thing. Yeah, because you know the student, you can be confused over something. Yeah, that's a different. Yeah. Somebody just started studying Vedanta. Oh, that teacher is doing Brahma Sutra, I'll attend Brahma Sutra class. Or you're taking your first steps and you're going to attend Brahma Sutra class, and if that person's guru puts a limit, understandable. That's not out of adhyasa, that's out of concern. ये गड़बड़ होता है इधर. Yeah. Yeah. That is, yeah. That's not the ramification of adhyasa. Of course, teaching also takes place because of adhyasa, as I said earlier. That's a different thing. But when you're coming here, in the sense of ahamidam mamedam, look at the issues in your life that's created by the adhyasa. Adhyasa itself is enough to create a problem. On top of it, there are ramifications. Top of it, there are ramifications. Yeah. Sometimes the way I see a couple fight, oh my God, people come to me and they're both fighting. I said, this lifetime you are lovers. Last lifetime what you were, I think you are enemies. Inna jagada. Because where did the samskara to fight so much come from? I understand some fighting is natural. It's an attempt to clear the air, etc., etc. Therefore, it is fine, I can understand. But to what extent? With children, don't talk only. It's like full-fledged war, strategizing. If I say this, he will say that, therefore I will say it like this. Aham idam mamedam iti naisargikoyam loka vyavahara. Simple as that. Yeah. Adhyasa makes you feel finite, therefore the need for control. Therefore, you see, you can straight away go into Brahma Sutra, adhyasa taken care of. Nahi hota hai. That's why after years of studying, all the people are still stuck. Start with these now, your functional realities. Because that's also part of adhyasa, at small levels that you can tackle. Small levels that you have to tackle with what? Viveka, Vairagya, etc. Samadama, etc. Yeah. And once you cross 60, become old man like me, then you will say, I can't change now. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. You forgot that statement. People can change overnight if necessary. Yeah. See, these are all ramifications of the adhyasa. I have heard the whole Brahma Sutra. Why have I not changed? Because all this you are not taken care of. The small, small ramifications of adhyasa that are there. It is adhyasa that, what is distorted thinking if not adhyasa? Tell me. Your distorted thinking that we talked about in the Gita wrong back, remember second chapter. Samadama is part of samadama. What is that if not adhyasa? Distorted thinking means atasmin tad buddhi, na? Taking something as something else, a distortion. Adhyasa only. Small. Small. Choti si asha, like that, choti si adhyasa. Choti si. Happens. All that is adhyasa only. Because I break into Sanskrit and all this person, the computers ask me to confirm my language. उसको अध्यासा हो गया. But look at it, all this is adhyasa, small levels. Now, I agree. You can't set up everything in the society. I agree that. But what is affecting you, those things you need to take care of. Otherwise, the main adhyasa you will be able to take care of. Small things, but you need. Yeah. Should I say this in public, in record? Yeah, let me put it on record. Kya farak pada? Vedic Wisdom Festival. I was the first speaker, right? So I made a mistake there. Instead of Duryodhana, I said Yudhishthira. Okay. Many people didn't notice it, but Sunita was sharp enough to notice that. She was sitting right in front of me. She sent a message to Swamini saying that Swamiji has made a mistake like this. So she sent that copy of that message to me and said, "Is this true?" I said, non-adhyasa response will be what? Meaning without distortion response. So I sent back. Says, I generally don't make such mistakes, but I'm human enough to make, I made it. I'm a human being. Could I have made a mistake? We will know only when we check the recording. Normal response of a sensible human being is not a great wisdom or something like that. It's a normal response of a human being. Now give me a distorted response for the same thing. Come on, guys. Give me a distorted response. I want you all to understand this well.
Could I have made a mistake? I mean, this is not
40 years ka teaching hai,
how in public while talking, I mean, how it's just not.
Just not possible. I can't make a mistake. That's a distortion because you're taking yourself as a non-fallible, infallible human being, which is not true. Yeah. Then you play the recording and find that I think some distortion has crept in. Second one, what? Being right. I have to be right at any cost. I cannot be wrong. Can you see? This is how the distortions affect human life. Yeah. I can't be wrong.
People are not hearing properly.
Yeah. And not only I have hearing problems, the laptop also has hearing problems. Some virus must have crept in. I mean, nonsensical, isn't it? But this is exactly how people argue in life. People do this in life, no? When you're arguing with your partner, when you're arguing with your child, does it not happen? When you're arguing with a friend, sometimes endlessly arguing just to prove you're right. Yeah, you're generally right. You're generally right. That doesn't mean that you can't make a mistake. You're human enough. Yeah. Can you see how the distorted responses come up? That's also adhyasa, isn't it? One is simple error. I made a mistake. After that, anything I do to defend, etc., is all adhyasa, distortions at work. A simple, straightforward, yaar, chalo, you're human enough, make a mistake. Ho gaya kaam, no? Problem solved there only. Then there is sometimes adhyasa on the part of the students. Guru writes a book. I mean, he has not written it. He has talked and the public talks have been transcribed. There's a grammatical mistake there. We can't correct it. Guru Vakya. Another adhyasa on the part of the students. I have to put him on a pedestal. He can't. Guru will get upset. He'll be thankful. You pointed a grammatical mistake and he's corrected. He'll be thankful if he's a guru. Are you getting how all these adhyasas come up? This is how it affects you as a person. Why? Because the first adhyasa, ahamidam, mamedam, bas. After that, the whole thing starts. So we want to jump straight to that ahamidam, mamedam adhyasa. But the Shastra is saying, hey, viveka, vairagya, samadhama, only then start there. Only then start. That means what? All these little small things, it is in your hands, you can change it. You can correct it. You don't need any great guru or thing to correct it. You don't, I mean, these are things, simple growth, simple objectivity in life will take care of it. But I created patterns of behavior now. Therefore, difficult to be objective with respect to that. When you were young, a few things must have happened where you found it's easy for you to take charge and do things than get somebody else to do things. All of us were competent people, we have experienced this in life. Sometimes it's easier to take charge and do it rather than asking somebody else to do it. Certain things will be like that. The pattern repeated, I become a control freak at the end of it. Yeah. I ask people to do it and then sit on their heads. So can you see that ahamidam, mamedam, and then getting work done, because adhyasa is connected with what you are doing also, no? Adhyasa is necessary for what you are doing anyway. So you start doing. So all the distortions you have is based on that only. I mean, this is all, we call it psychological work. It is true, it is psychological work. It is the work that has to be done at the psychological level of a being. But these are all ramifications of the original adhyasa that is on. Has every little one to be corrected? No. Major one that you create problems in your life, correct that. Yeah. And there are enough that affects our life. I give you a list of 20 distorted thinking now. And I also said, everyone will not have all the 20, because then you wouldn't be sitting here. You will be in a psychiatric ward. But everyone will have 3-4. 3-4 to reh gaye. Yeah. Even those whom you think don't have, they worked on it. Like I have a student, Sunil, he's a good homeopathic doctor. So there was a stage in my life when I was taking classes and I was putting a lot of stress on my body. So a little bit getting cough, cold, this, that, etc. Okay. Gujarat, Maharashtra border areas, I used to travel every weekend. Practice martial art, there's a lot of run around all the classes. I had once a month workshops going right from Nariman Point to Goregaon. एक जमाना था ये. So a lot of stress and strain on the physical setup. So he said, I'm trying to find a tissue remedy for you. I have picked up the right one, but one major factor is not fitting in. The tissue remedy, by the way, is called Argentinum nitricum, silver, basically. It says quick thinking, quick on the uptake, everything fast and fast. Only one thing is not fitting in. What is that? People of this nature will also get angry. I have not seen you getting angry in the last 10 years. They do. Give me that. You have not seen me getting angry, and it is true, I have not got angry. But that doesn't mean that was not my personality. It's taken care of. It's taken care of. Yeah. Yeah. So, if you think these people didn't have distortion, no, they had distortion, they took care of it. That's all. Everyone has distortions. Well, everyone is a human being. Everyone is born with adhyasa. Therefore, they need to take care of it. So that to see how it affects me at the personal front. It affects all the time. It is personal. Adhyasa is highly personal. It is not something that you are objectively studying in a book. It's very, very personal. Because my whole existence is adhyasa. Except the fact, Satta Spurti is I Atma. Okay. Everything else is based on adhyasa only. Na? Yeah. The work I am passionate about, adhyasa. I'm not saying don't be passionate. See, don't convert what I'm saying to should and shouldn't. Don't convert and therefore I should not be passionate about work. No. Be objective. Be passionate, but be objective. Yeah, don't be controlling of your colleagues. That's important. Don't be a control freak. Set up framework and let it be. I set up rules, but they don't follow the rules. Are you sure they have taken it as rules or not guidelines? Because sometimes when the boss says something, it may be guidelines, taken as guidelines rather than rules. Have you clarified that? This happens a lot in personal relationships. People keep pushing your buttons. You keep pushing their buttons. Where is all that coming from? Naisargika voyam loka vyavahara. This type of loka vyavahara has been going on right from the beginning of time. It will almost seem that you have no freedom. But that's not true. You have freedom of choice to change. Don't hide behind your age not to change. Because if you're hiding behind your age not to change, that means a retired person cannot change, therefore cannot understand Vedanta. Which is not true. Yeah, it's good if you change when you're doing your working life period, because that's when you get the maximum challenges. How do you know where the rough corners are unless there's friction of interaction? This is the friction of interaction. More the friction, more the corners. More polishing is necessary. Whichever relationship it is, you have to keep that in mind. Because adhyasa is all pokey adhyasa it is. You're poking other people. Can't stand that guy. What is adhyasa? That person's and yours both. Because the relationship, both are involved. It's not one. It's never only one person's fault. Yeah. So what is it? What is my contribution to it? Yeah. Because what is my adhyasa? Come to that. Now what am I doing? At this stage, I'm just replacing all your distortions with adhyasa. Because that's what it is. That's why you'll see it's personal. Without removing that, I can directly remove. I wish it was true. It'll make my job so much easier, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Unless these small things. Yeah, which is all ramifications of adhyasa. Even your likes and dislikes are adhyasa. They are called shobhana adhyasa. I like something. You've given a value to it which doesn't exist there. This thing makes me so happy. You've given a value there which it doesn't exist. Can't stand it. That character brings out all the negativities in me. Shobhana adhyasa. You have attributed negative values there which doesn't exist. Are you sure it is there or your projections? Sometimes it's fine. That's how people are. That's how people are. Because that's how adhyasa is. Adhyasa is not permanent also anyway. It keeps changing. It keeps changing, isn't it? The very nature is to keep changing. Why does the snake on that rope seem so alive? Your mind is changing. Now I'm going to make a Zen-like statement, okay? 3 people come and see the flag on the temple. Oh, the flag is flying. The wind is blowing. Mind is moving. Correct? Yeah. So, yeah. What a profound Zen statement. Mind is moving. What are you going to focus on? If you say outside, you're giving greater importance to external reality. If you say inside, you're giving greater importance to internal reality. If you're being objective, what both are true. Why? The wind is making the flag move, true, and your mind is moving enough to recognize that. Because your mind is moving, you can recognize it. Yeah. Only that one, that's the problem. Can you see that? The limitation of a Buddhist system. Yeah.
And yogas.
Huh?
And yogas.
Yeah, same thing.
Yogas.
Yoga also same thing, huh? Because you're focusing only on one. You're not taking it holistically. For your discipline, for your practice, you can focus on one or the other. That will help. That's a part of your discipline, your sadhana. That's okay. But in understanding, it has to be more holistic. Usually in Buddhistic systems, you focus more on the mind because that is where the major issues are. No? Where are you living every day? Not in the world as it is. You are living in your mind what you have taken the world to be. Puja Swamiji always used to say this, no? No one lives in the world as it is. They live in the world they think it is. Yeah. Everyone does that. So where do I start? With me. Okay. Don't say I'll start with my partner. Don't say I'll start with my child. I'll start with my boss. I'll start with my juniors. I'll start with me. Yeah, because that's where we start with. Whom else can we start with? You can't start with anyone else. Yeah. I start with myself. I set up my mind. All these small adhyasas we set up. Distortions. All distortions are adhyasas only, no? Small things. Yeah. Because they're so small, we don't call them adhyasa as such. But it is. It's a distortion. We call them a distortion. Likes and dislikes, Shobhana adhyasa. One person can't wait to get rid of this girl. Divorce. The other guy is waiting. When will the divorce come through so he can marry? Not a wonder the poor girl is confused. Then she'll say, I just need to take some time off, be with myself, set my mind. You don't care for me. The guy who wants her. I waited so long. The girl is confused. Give her that time. Don't make it about yourself. She can't understand why this guy can't stand her. They were in love. They can't stand her. And this guy wants her. What is wrong with me? I want to set this, understand it a bit. Yeah. So one guy thinks, I waited 2 years for this. And she is now putting me off. When she wanted my support, she took it. One or the other. Correct? And this girl is saying, I just need some time. Hey, let me put my mind in order here before I get into another relationship. That's a healthy thing. Healthy thing to do. Resolve this issue before you get somewhere else. Otherwise, you'll make the same mistake there also. That personalization is also a form of adhyasa. The girl is confused and she wants to set her mindset, and this guy is making it about himself. Personalization, na? As though something wrong with me, that's why you are behaving like that. Adhyasa, personalized. The distortions we'll call it problem personalization. Another form of adhyasa. Are you seeing how it happens? Affects every facet of our lives. There is no facet of our life it is not affecting. Yeah. Wanting to be special. Wanting to be special. Why do you want to be special? Yeah, why do you want to be special? I mean, two things. I need to be special for someone and I want someone special in my life. Where does this come from? Because you have not received enough validation growing up. Now don't blame everything on the mother, okay? Poor lady was struggling with all her own issues also growing up, no? Her parents, her uncles, aunts, whatever. Of too big a family, couldn't get validated, too many people around. So many issues can be there, no? Yeah. That's what happens. Somebody will come and say, I love you, and say, my God, with all my flaws, this person is loving. Bakra mein egg pakado choda mata. Total adhyasa. Can you see this? At every level, adhyasa is functioning. And sometimes it functions reverse. I don't need anybody. I'm independent. I'm strong. Reva, we know how independent and strong you are. Nobody is that independent and strong that doesn't require a helping hand. And nobody is that weak and dependent that can't give a helping hand. We learned this in school, but we have forgotten that. Can you remember learning it in school? The lion and the mouse. We learned it in school. Most of our lessons we need for life, we have learned in the kindergarten, I'm telling you. But this is adhyasa. Ramifications of adhyasa. We don't like to see, very often teachers don't point this out because they think, samajh jayega. Nahi hota hai. Because you don't personalize it, you're taking it as an objective study. Then you can write a book on Panchakyatis also. Sab karega, barabar. Excellent, brilliant. What a vice person. I must go and meet this person. And when you meet the person, it turns out to be a disappointment. Where you met in a coffee shop and he's shouting at the waiter because not enough sugar in his coffee. Thoda chini bolo. Okay. This is how you serve me coffee. This, that. Disappointment right there, na? Yeah. It's simple. One more sugar, ask for him, na? थोड़ा शुगर ज़्यादा हो गया, थोड़ा डिकॉशन डालेंगे. Problems are a simple thing. Hey, क्या है? So, unless one takes this personally and sees that these type of issues are taken care of, that ahamidam, amedam, adhyasa will not go with any of the teachings. It's very important to see these things. Because there is adhyasa affecting every dimension of my life, I need sadhana chatushtayam. Viveka, vairagya, samadama, Shraddha. Yeah, Shraddha, very important, the trust in the Shastra. Very, very important. That trust in the adhyasa, I remembered recently the story I read in the Ramayana long back as a kid. You know how much this trust thing works. How much the trust thing works. Hanumanji goes to Sri Lanka. देखेंगे किधर छुपा के रखा है सीता को. And he keeps searching. He finds. He says, job done. But before I return, a good person gets always a little bit more done, Let me teach this character a lesson. Let me put some fear in the heart of the enemy is always good. Yeah. So he starts destroying bits and pieces of Lanka, and they send all the people one after the other. He demolishes everything. Then Indrajit himself comes. All his astras are useless against Hanumanji. Finally sends the Brahmastra. Now Brahmastra is the most dangerous astra ever possible. And Hanumanji is given a broom. It will have an effect only for one muhurta on you. It will just make you semi-paralyzed. So you will not be able to respond. Act, do. Only for one muhurta. Last it out. So Hanumanji recognizes that, okay, theek hai. Let me see what they will do. Indrajit is happy, okay. He is surprised that he is not killed, but at least he is captured by the Brahmastra. Then all the Rakshasas come. They can't trust the astra enough. So they bind him with ropes and everything. And Indrajit is cursing, yaar, kya anno ko bolego? Now that these things are, the ropes and all have come, the astra is withdrawn. No trust. Shraddha. If you are doing a system, commit yourself and trust it. Nah. Yeah. I am not a great tarot reader. I am average. Just for fun I do it. But my brother-in-law believes in it so much. Any major decision he'll say, hey, do a tarot for me. No, I'll do it. And it works out for him 100%. 100% it works out for him. Why? Because his trust. It will work for anyone. Not because I am a great reader, because he trusts the system. The question also is important. Trust the system. So that Shraddha part, all these are at play. Why? To overcome the problems of adhyasa. To make it enough objectivity in my life so that I can take care of the major adhyasa that is there. But we try to directly jump onto the other thing. Personalize it, see where it is happening in your life. That aham idam, mamedam. If you look at it too much, you may feel mooringless, okay? Kya guru sab kuch hai? Not a bad feeling to have, but you have to function. Therefore, Ishvara, Dharma, etc. comes into the picture. That's also adhyasa, but it helps to give you some stability in the whole thing. Yeah. You will read the prophet. May you be together from today forevermore. But stand together, but separately like the pillars of a temple. The oak and the cypress grows tall, but not in each other's shadow. Let there be spaces in your togetherness, and the winds of heaven blow in between. What beautiful. Oh, beautiful. It's good. It's really. I can do a 3-day workshop on relationship based on this. Beautiful. You read it with your partner and very happy with that. Then you're going out for a walk. Why are you looking at that girl? Which girl? What happened to all that thing? What happened to all that? Your children are not your children, they are the children of humanity. They come through you, but they don't belong to you. Fill not their heads with your dreams. Your dreams are of the past, theirs of the future. Kya hai? What happened in real life? After that, one slap I'll give you, okay? You better listen. क्या हो गया? If something has inspired you, internalize it. Yeah. Otherwise, what's the point? It becomes abstract literature. Whether it is Omar Khayyam or whether it is the Shastra, it becomes abstract literature only. It becomes an intellectual exercise. Yes, definitely your intellect is involved. It's the highest thing you're given to function with. But see how it affects my life. Very, very important. Okay? So now a little bit, with all that I have talked enough. I will now go back into the Shastra. Okay? Aha koyam adhyaso nameti. Now the question is, what is this adhyasa? Uchyate smriti rupaha paratva purva drishta avabhasaha. Simple definition. Okay? Paratra purva drishta avabhasa. Okay? Paratra para avabhasa first. Taking something to be something else. Okay? It's important. The two things can be present. But taking something for something else is called adhyasa. Paratra paradrishtaha. To see something on something else. To see something on something else. Swamiji, I'm seeing a monkey on a branch of a tree. Is that adhyasa? To mistake something for something. No, to avoid this thing, he says, Smriti Rupaha. Smriti Rupaha meaning Smriti Tulyaha. It is not memory, but it is equivalent to that, meaning it's only a thought form, projection. Smriti Tulyaha. Purva Drishtaha. It has to be seen before. If you have not seen a snake before in your life, not even on TV, you are not going to mistake a rope for a snake. No? Yeah, because you have never seen the snake. You don't know what a snake is. Yeah, you should have known it before. Purva Drishtam is very important, keep this in mind. Purva Drishtaha. And what is there now? Smriti Tulyaha is not there really. It is only Smriti Tulyaha. Exactly. Otherwise, how will you see it? Yeah. Okay. I can go this to say, the eye can see only what the mind knows. It's a little bit of an Arthavada statement. The eye can see only what the mind knows. A young girl walks in and sits there. I look at her and say, oh, what a fair girl. Sunita looks at the same girl and says, what an anemic girl. Why? She is seeing what her mind knows. We are seeing what our mind knows, fair. Mind is taken too much by fair and lovely. Or kya? So even to make a correct this thing, you need that knowledge. Adhyasa, definitely, without that you can't make a mistake. If you have never seen a snake in your life, not in painting, not on TV, nothing, you will never mistake a rope for a snake because you don't even know what a snake is. I'm mistaking the body to be me. Purva drishtam, I have done that mistake before. For lifetime after lifetime, I have made the same mistake. So it's well set now. Even when I was a monkey, I made the same mistake. A monkey doesn't say, I'm not the body. Naisargikoyam loka vyavhara. Can you see how fast? Smriti tulyaha is also important. Because how do you know something is adhyasa? There's a very important line here that one has to keep in mind. Sat chet na bhadyate. If it is real, you can't negate it. This is a book. Can you negate this? It's a booklet. It's a booklet. Sat chet na bhadyate. Asat chet na pratiyate. If it is asat completely, totally asat, non-existent, you will not see it. My horns, exactly. My horns, asat chet. Now the question is, if it is asat and still you are seeing it, what happens? Huh? Adhyasa. Can you see? Somebody is seeing horns on me. Swamiji can be very, this thing, very tough with me. It's as though he's got horns on him. Okay. We can see. Hellboy. You've seen movies also of Hellboy and things like that. Now what is it? Swamiji, really have horns? There's nothing there. Satchet na bhadete. If it is really there, by touching it, you will only confirm it is there. If it is totally not there, you will not see it. But I saw it. That means what? Sat asadbhyam anirvachaniyam. This is the nature of adhyasa. Sat asadbhyam anirvachaniyam. Cannot be categorized as sat, cannot be categorized as asat. Lies in between.
But I didn't understand this example.
Huh?
I didn't understand this example. Like
Okay.
if I imagine horns on your
Okay,
head,
just imagine. Okay, one second.
because
Yeah. If you are imagining, it is not, it is asat or asat?
no, if there is something else and I imagine that there's a horn, then it will become adhyasa. No, but it's not there, so it is asat.
That is why it is adhyasa. How are you seeing it if it is not there? Paratra, para drishtihi. Paratra on the forehead. You are seeing what is not there.
Like mirage.
Like a mirage, like a rope snake. It's all the same.
No, I didn't get it. Like for example, sheep does not see the horns. I see the horns.
Yeah.
Okay. But the horns are not there, so it's asat. I mean, if there is a pole and I imagine it as horn, then it becomes adhyasa. No?
So even here you are imagining my horns. It's adhyasa.
But there is nothing there.
There is nothing here, but you are seeing it. The question is only if you are seeing it, not if you are not seeing it. If someone is seeing the horns where horns are not there.
So it is pratiglasic reality, pratiglasic sata and vyavaharic sata.
Yeah.
If there is a mirage, there is a sand, there
Correct.
is something on which I am imagining.
Agreed. So there is my head on which you put the horns. My head is there na. This is not asat. This is very much sat. Hopefully what is inside is also sat.
Fourth definition of mithya.
Yeah, exactly. Can you see that? If you are seeing it, sat asadbhyam anarvachaniyam. Now the question is, if it is sat asadbhyam anarvachaniyam, you take anything in the world.
Everything is adhyasa.
Ah, that means what? Whole world is adhyasa.
I think somebody is an idiot is adhyasa.
Huh? What is that?
Everybody's personal opinion, everything becomes adhyasa.
That's all adhyasa. Not only,
There is no truth.
one second, even objective things. Table, how true is a table? Because what is the reality? Wood. Table can be negated, wood cannot be, no? And within that example. Therefore, table is what? Sat asat bhyam anirvachaniyam. Really, table is an adhyasa. How do you say this is adhyasa? This is adhyasa. Because table is a concept. Somebody had it in their mind and then put it outside. On wood. Now, generally we take adhyasa only as prativhasikam. But adhyasa is vyavaharikam also. Everything that you walk and talk and do, sab adhyasa mein hai. Table is what? A concept of wood, isn't it? That concept is adhyasa. Why? A concept of the truth is not the truth. Concept means there is something underlying. Therefore, you can't say there is no truth. What is underlying? You'll have to see. Otherwise, you'll say there is no truth, only concepts. But concepts are based on what? Concept of what? Okay. That of what? Therefore, on Sachidananda Atma, you have all concepts of yourself. From I am human being onwards. Human being, I am Jiva, you would say. I am Jiva onwards, everything else is a concept.
So, can I ask a question? So, actually, I understand what is adhyasa, that everything is superimposition on me, Atma, and I start negating it only when I come to the Shastra.
Yeah. Before the Shastra, how are you going to negate? In fact, you are going to take it as normal, no? For everyone, your Vyavaharaka Satya is what is real, isn't it? Your transactional reality.
Take the horn example. Somebody will say there is no horn.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
One second, forget now.
But that is not in Shastra.
What are you stuck on my horns for?
I am still not understanding.
Okay.
I am imagining.
Someone is still stuck on my horn. Okay. Let us put it like this. One second.
The head is not the base. The head has got its own reality. You
One second.
don't know.
What is there here? No. Only my head, right? और कुछ नहीं है? Okay.
नहीं है, असत है,
Huh?
नहीं है,
What is that?
it is not there. It is not there.
What is not there?
Horn is not there.
Horn is not there. Okay. Correct?
Asat.
Therefore, horn abhavaha asti. Okay. Now, someone is seeing the horns. Someone is saying, Swamiji, you got two huge horns. Correct? Now, how real are the horns that he is seeing?
They are false. They are not there.
One second. For him, it is very much there. He is delusional. If you say it is not there at all, now look at how to treat. As a doctor, now, if you are saying it is not there at all, nonsense. Will you ever be able to treat him? If you say no, treat him. Now, if you say yes, it is there, what are you doing? Validation, confirming the problem. You cannot confirm a problem in the name of validation. You validate the person and the person's feeling. Understand this? You validate the person. That's very important.
Isn't it similar to the example of somebody?
One second. Don't jump. Let's stick with it. Stick with it. You validate the person and what the person is feeling. You don't dismiss that. You're feeling scared of that. Yeah. I don't know what has become of my teacher now. That's understandable fear. Validate the person, validate the fear. Why? Because for him it is real. For him it is real, for me it is not real. What does that mean? Sat asadbhyam anirvachaniyam. It's only a projection. It's only a projection. For him, from his standpoint, not from my standpoint. From my standpoint, it's not there only. From my standpoint, hai nahi hai. But from the standpoint of the person who's seeing it, it has to be presented as sat asadbhyam anirvachaniyam. It's not real, because if it is real, you wouldn't be able to negate it. If it is totally unreal, you would not see it, but you're seeing it. That means there is some reality to it. What is the reality? Your projection.
No, but generally we say projection on something, no?
On my head? Huh? Where has he projected the horns?
Either directly or indirectly, he should have known somewhere.
What if there is no head? Just I'm saying there's some horn there.
No, you know. Then on the floor you are projecting it. Okay, let us say I am seeing what do you call?
I'm seeing a mountain.
No, I'm seeing a ghost right here. I'm seeing a ghost right here. Okay. The projection is on empty space. On space. Space is not empty. Can you see? There's always something. It's always on something. Yeah, always on something. Projections are always on something. That's why it's called a projection. You need a screen to project.
And it has to fall on something.
Exactly.
It's not
Yeah.
baseless. Then it becomes asat.
Exactly. That is why it is Smriti Tulya. Smriti Rupa means Smriti Tulya. It's only here, nothing else. It's only on your mind. It's only in your mind. It is not real.
So Swamiji, these
Yeah.
magicians, whatever they
Yeah,
create,
exactly.
it's on space.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
some adhisthana for
Yeah.
them to create something.
Adhisthana is space only. No? And whatever is put up his sleeve. Okay, that is another Adhisthana. Yeah, so it's all adhyasa. That means what? Everything that you see and deal with is adhyasa.
But then the whole thing becomes so shaky because you can't trust anything.
Why do you have to trust yourself? Atma Sachidananda Swarupaha. Therefore, until you understand that, trust the Shastra. Can you see how important the trust of the Shastra comes? Trust Ishvara. All this thing becomes very, very important. And by extension, trust the Guru. Extension it is. Because Shastra and Ishvara is there, by extension the Guru handles the Shastra, therefore that guy also comes into the picture. Extension.
But then Swamiji, actually there is no difference, because first you superimpose because of avidya, then you know there is deliberate superimposition.
Yeah. Then after that it's not a problem. Yeah. But this adhyasa is what takes care of your functioning. Your whole functioning life. That means your whole life practically is based on what? Adhyasa alone.
Like sunrise and sunset, no?
Hmm?
The whole life was dependent on sunrise and
Yeah.
sunset. That itself is adhyasa.
Sunrise, sunset.
It's a very sharp-edged sword. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Like you see in televisions when they are giving opinions about each other,
Yeah.
political parties, yeah, anything. Nothing is true.
Yeah.
So when two people are talking,
One second.
you say
Okay.
document what I'm saying.
One second. In that example is that TV debate, which it sounds more like a fish market now sometimes.
Any debate.
Yeah. Any debate.
Who's right?
One second. What is the issue? Bangladesh, for example, latest on the screen. Syria. Syria was out of sight for many people. But it is there. The problem was there from 2011 onwards. Half a dozen people can have half a dozen opinions. Correct? Let us say none of the opinions are right. That's your stand, right? Yeah. Yeah. None of the opinions are right. Let us accept that also. None of the opinions are right. Opinions of what? Bangladesh. Bangladesh hai ke nahi hai? बांग्लादेश है ना. A democratically elected government was changed. वो भी है कि ना. See, these are all bare facts. Democratically elected government, yeah, she was thrown out, she had to run away before even resigning. That's also a fact because the signature is not available. This much is data available fact. Now on this, you can have a million opinions. This is base. This is baseline. Who was the players, Awami League, no, it was deep state, this, that. Or you can have a million opinions, you can have conspiracy theories. Yeah. Somebody can say, Canada can say, Indian government has done that. Why should we destabilize someone which is helping us? Are you getting the idea? Bangladesh regime change has happened. Na? Now everything else.
In adhyasa, like my staff, her brother is not arrested. So she says he's innocent and there are 100 arguments against him. So
Yeah.
my husband says, nahi, Islamic problem. In this case, everybody is right, yeah, nobody is right.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to take a stand. So you are always never in the right.
See, that is only showing,
Everybody has an opinion.
once again, that is showing the grey nature of the world. Yeah. And one has to deal with the grey, not black and white. I always say that. Why did I say shades of dharma? If you have to deal with black and white, I don't have to do it. No. Why am I talking about it? Time pass के लिए क्या? और Vedic wisdom festival नहीं? Yeah. Yeah, there's a purpose behind it, no? Understanding behind it. Yeah, shades of grey. And one has to deal with shades of grey. That is the nature of adhyasa. No, I'll be black and white. You cannot be, you're an adhyasa. Nobody who is free from the adhyasa, like a wise person, he is free from the adhyasa, will ever talk about black and white. Why? How am I teaching? क्या problem है? You're all Sachidanand Atma, go fish. Sachidanand Atma coming and saying, मेरे को संसार है, मेरे को उपनिषद पढ़ने हैं. Sachidanand Atma coming and telling me, am I right or wrong? Sachidanand Atma coming and saying, I want to be Sachidanand Atma. ये क्या है? What nonsense is that? Go. You and I are one and the same. हो गया. Black and white thinking. Does it work? No wise person will do that. He'll acknowledge the person has a problem. Samsara may not be there, but there's a samsari, all right. A person who's feeling the finitude. Therefore, you have to help. Prahasa Niva Bharata, with a smile on his lip, Krishna taught. Why? Sachidanand Atma is coming and wanting to be Sachidanand Atma. Chalo, theek hai. It's a smile he taught. That's it. So no person who is free from the whole thing will talk in terms of black and white. And when you are in it, you cannot afford to talk in terms of black and white. At least a wise person can afford to talk. You can say, go fish. But Bhiksha Jayega, he can't talk in black and white. Yeah. Because functioning is always black and not always shades of grey, not black and white. And if you want to make it black and white, you have a long, long way to go. That's all it shows. You have to be comfortable with the grey. Yeah. And that is an excuse you to do whatever you want. That's a different thing. But to deal with shades of grey is important. Because it's all in adhyasa. Adhyasa itself is shades of grey, na? What is white? Sachidanand Atma. Black Maya Shakti. In between क्या आ गया? Grey. Adhyasa है इसका ना. Can you see that? So you look at it from any angle, this is what it is. That's why I said this class I wanted people to make it, see how it affects me personally and how I am under the trap of it. That's why that whole bhajan goes na, ऋषियों को मुनियों को सबको नाच नचाया, बराबर है. I mean, it all sounds nice to sing, but understand it. Yeah. This is the whole thing. So there's more to it than the whole nature of adhyasa. How you look at adhyasa itself. There are 5 different schools on that, important schools on that we will see next class. Okay. Om Tat Sat.